Perfect. Hey, everyone, and welcome to this week's social media mastermind group. Really want to thank you all for being here today. If we do have some more people that come in through the meeting, that's no big deal. We'll enter you guys in. And if this is your first time being here, welcome. So typically what we do is you go around to see where we're all at with our key performance indicators for this week. So does anybody want to kind of let me know where you're at this week with your key performance indicators? Just unmute yourself and let us know if you've hit your goals. So as you all know, my goal was to get over 1,000 people, and this is dating me a little bit here. So on my network, and I've got 1,018 people. So
congratulations.
Thank you very much. And I have been marketing to these individuals. I had a pretty successful January boot camp, and you can see there's people that want to connect with me right now. So I'll just connect with these two people right here. And lo and behold, I'm growing my way to 1,500, then 2,000, and I want to get up to yesterday. You're going to love this, guys. So yesterday, I'm going through my LinkedIn profile, and it suggests that I become friends with the Facebook co-founder. And you heard me right, the Facebook co-founder. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll be friends with the Facebook co-founder. That sounds like something very interesting. So I go to the Facebook co-founder and I take a look at their profile. And I just want to show it to you, actually. This is it right here. Eduardo. So Eduardo's in Singapore, right? He's a co-founder of Facebook. That's what it says. He's got 1 million followers. 1 million. Over 1 million. It's fantastic. I was like, woohoo! Man, I got to learn something from this guy. And watch this. I go all the way down. I look at it. Yeah, that looks about right. And then I notice this. I'm like, what? 32 people out of 1 million believe that he's good at strategy. I was laughing to myself. 28 people think he's good at startups. Look, only 15 people believe he's good at Facebook. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And at that moment, I had hope. I had hope for every single one of us that it is all those featured skills and endorsements. They're great. They really do say a lot about us. Obviously, with 1 million people, he should be 99 plus, right? And so I was like, wow, that was a real eye-opener for me as to what I think we could do and what can be done. And so then I decided that I was going to just take a little bit further look at the 45 experts share their biggest LinkedIn strategies. And I wanted to know, all right, what is it that we can be working on? But before I continue with kind of getting into the details, where are you guys at with your key performance indicators? You want to talk about them, what your goals were, and where you're at?
Okay, so one first comment I wanted to suggest there is, I think with that person there that you're talking about just now,
yeah,
possibly might be like suffering from that whole celebrity syndrome there, where because he's this big massive celebrity, people are intimidated to interact with his profile personally. So like endorse his skills and message him and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm sending a connection to him now. There you go.
Yeah.
Now I'm connected. Let's just see what happens. Perfect. So it could be. I'm not sure, but how are you doing with your key performance indicators? I know we spoke last week because we speak regularly on Fridays, and I noticed. I think you were up a significant amount on your profile, and you're adding even more, right?
Yeah, I'm currently up to 606 connections.
Whoa, that's great.
Yeah. And I also, in the past week, gained a new endorsement for one of my skills.
Right.
For my top skills. So I'm up to 25 for that.
Congratulations.
Plus, I've got an endorsement for some of my other lower down skills as well.
Perfect. Well, and this is just an example. Each of us here, you all know what I do. So go to LinkedIn and do an endorsement for me, please. I do like that, but that's great for you there, Jason. It shows progress, right?
Yeah.
Now, out of the 100 that you've gained, what have you done to? Because I've put some highlights here. So some of the highlights is write posts on LinkedIn is the fastest way to connect. And then what you have here is what do people care? What people care about is themselves and how you can solve their problems. People also like to be entertained and to share in something remarkable. So create something interesting. Oh, so we have another person coming in. There we go. And then what we have is welcome to the new people that are coming in. Appreciate it. And then what we have is, so create something interesting that people will talk about. So what are you doing to create a relationship with these 100 brand new people?
One of the things I'm doing is getting back into more regularly writing blog articles, which I'll always share onto all my social media profiles.
Yeah, the last one you shared on SEO was interesting.
Yeah, thanks.
I should share it and do all the SEO stuff that's associated with it. Just moving on. Cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, you share it. It's pretty much free content for you, and also gives me a boost as well, because when you do that, then that's telling LinkedIn people are engaged with this content, so then it shows it to more people.
Exactly. Oh, I just had delivery of coffee. Nice. Perfect. You got to love it when you have Turkish coffee delivered. Well, that's awesome, Jason. So this week, do you plan on getting and contacting those 100 people and asking them about a survey?
Probably not so much for this week, because as my schedule is a little bit still screwy with my mom still being in hospital, and she's supposed to be coming home later this week. So
okay, perfect.
So
you're just going to grow towards that then.
Yeah. So right now I'm just focusing on gaining new connections.
Perfect. Hey, honestly, that's really fantastic. And as a part of the 20 minutes of today's session, we had Jake actually ask us to go into Facebook today and how to do Facebook marketing as well. So I just want to let you guys know we'll be talking about Facebook today and getting a little bit more into Facebook as well for part of your social media. So that pretty cool.
Also, just quickly, I do have two other key KPIs I've been keeping track of as well.
Great.
That's profile views in the last 90 days.
Yeah.
Which I'm currently at 98.
Wonderful.
And I've been for the last 4 weeks there. I've been kind of hovering between in the 90s.
Yeah.
There. And
well, what's really interesting, Jason?
And search result appearances. In the past week, I had 67 search appearances.
Perfect. So my what's really interesting is I wonder how to
that's by the way up from 15 from the week before.
Wow, so you're getting tons of traction.
Yeah.
But what I was going to ask is, how are you able to capture that information? That's what I really want to know. I mean, I have 106 profile views as well. I want to know, okay, so you looked at my profile, how come you didn't like me? How come you didn't interact with me? Maybe it's people I already know. Who are these people, right? And I guess that's where I can go right here, and I can say, okay, these are all the people that are looking at me and checking me. So here's a competitor right here. I actually dealt with this company before, and they want to work with me again because they made lots and lots of money. Lots.
Yeah.
Well, there's some people, but you can see I haven't unlocked the rest with premium. So I do my best on a regular basis to take a look at who's looking. And I can see I'm 81% down from last week. So I want to increase that, obviously. So where's everyone else at with their KPIs? Let's go around there, Jason, if that's all right.
Yeah.
What's everyone else doing?
Yeah, Odin, I'm, as you know, I've been dealing with my wife in hospital all of last week. And so I've been a little bit behind the 8 ball, but have just actually got back to work for the first time today. So
welcome. We did talk. You worked on Saturday too, though.
Yes, I did. Well, I was just listening. I didn't do much other than participate. But so I mean, we did get started on some discussions on real estate with my client Allaire Homes, who's a franchisor that is looking for franchisees that are building contractors. And so what I'm looking at doing is working this LinkedIn with the Duck Soup for that one, and my LGI franchise client as well, to talk to people or reach out to people that are industry specific and build some relationships.
And what's nice is you have the premium for LinkedIn, which means that the duck soup will go all out for you, and you'll be able to really, really dig deep into that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you come back with in regards to having a premium membership. I've made it a point just to do a low cost, no cost for people that are coming in, so that they don't have to spend that $100 extra month if they don't want to. If they want to, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's perfect. And how many leads are you starting off with?
I have over 2,000 connections on LinkedIn now.
Yeah, that's a big list.
Yeah, and it's not been all that hard to build. I mean, there's a lot of interest in sort of the arenas that I play in, but and the other thing is going to be to expand group participations as well. So there's so much to do, and the trick is going to be how do you focus in on getting exactly what you want rather than playing around just reading everything, because there's so much information. It's just incredible, interesting stuff, but you can go down rabbit holes so fast. It's just amazing.
So one of the things that I did last week was I went to all my connections over here, or the week before that. And then what I did is I decided to do a search with a filter. And then what I did is I did my locations. So of course I wanted Vancouver, or maybe what I can do is I can do British Columbia as well. And if I look at that, there's 695 results for people that are in the Vancouver and the lower mainland British Columbia. So if you start getting up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people, which some people of our group actually do have, this is one really nice and easy way to start segmenting your messages. And what you're able to do as well is you're able to download this information. So that'll be really helpful as well for you. So you can really do targeted. And one of the things that I was doing is I was sending private messages, inviting people over to our boot camp. And you really take a look at the headlines. And, actually this is the first person right here that I've ever accepted with this kind of industry in my network. Just because it's becoming legal. I was just doubting whether or not I should connect, but it's THC-free CBD oil, right? And it's a new industry, and they're going to need marketing. I've had people approach me already, but I feel it's until it's no longer a gray area, right? But I take a look at this: executive coordinators, VP of Mega Global Marketing. I look to see, are these people into what it is that I'm doing? So I think that it's going to be pretty exciting when you have your virtual assistant. And that's one of the things I want to ask you guys. Would you guys like to do a session on hiring virtual assistants? Hiring a VA to help you out and help you grow your business, kind of thing. And it's just an idea.
Not so much for me. I've done it before, and I think I will be doing it again with this initiative. So yeah,
exactly. Precisely. Perfect. So thanks, Robert.
For my view, I definitely would be helpful for me to although I have worked with Jane, obviously she's not available 100% of the time, so it would be helpful to have, have a database of a few of them that I could contact.
Yeah, and then people are going to start quoting on jobs. That's what I've decided to do too. I can't wait anymore for Jane's 3 weeks. I mean, as great as it is that I'm paying a great price, I need to have a better turnaround. Although I'll still use her, of course, but that's great. So let's continue going around the circle. What is it you want to achieve this week? Out of curiosity, Robert.
Come back and unmute myself. Well, I mean, again, if I can break out the time, the primary thing I want to do is fully integrate the Duck Soup program for the 2 key clients that I want to work on. And, one is much larger, which is the Canadian-wide one with the mobile industrial supply. Yep. And that's one I really want to key in on and get as much interaction going with people in the industrial sales side of things.
Okay, so while we're on that subject, one of the things that came up today, when I was going through the 45 experts share their business ideas, is I decided I was going to go into groups for all of us. So how many groups are you guys all a part of? And it's important for you to, like for instance, here's the Real Estate Professional Referral Group. There's 148,000 people. Do you think out of 148,000 people, Robert, that there might be a couple people interested in what you're doing?
Well, sure. I mean, I don't see I don't know why specific. Well, I mean, on the Alair side, for sure.
Yes, precisely. And so it's just showing that as one of the suggestions is to start joining groups where there are quite a number of people, so that you can be known in the industry. And so there are lots and lots of groups. So this week, what I'd like for you each to do is add an additional 3 groups, and what groups those are, to your LinkedIn profile this week. Can you all do that? 3 LinkedIn groups.
Would it be fair to say that, I mean, if you're going to be in a group, and in order to get some notice in the group, you have to post?
You have to post.
Yeah. So that's the other issue.
Or like, or comment,
or
share.
But spend time. You got to spend time in there doing stuff.
30 minutes a day kind of thing wouldn't be a horrible thing to do. So what you would do is you would post on your main social media. So you're planning out 1 post per day kind of thing. So I posted something about LinkedIn, for instance. And then what I would do is I do check out, I'm getting in the habit of checking out my groups and communicating in my groups, because I'm finding that I'm not getting as much traction personally. But when I start participating in groups, private groups or whatever, I get tons of traction. So, there's someone that just decided to come in. Oh, hi there.
Hello.
We just had someone new come in. Who is here today?
This is Gurjeet Minhas.
Oh, hey, Gurjeet. Welcome. Do you see are you just on the phone, or do you actually see the screen as well?
I don't, because I was trying to launch the Zoom meeting, but there's some problem with my computer and I couldn't launch Zoom. It's really slow and it's not coming up.
Okay, no problem. So I think what we'll do is we're having a bit of a round table with everyone, and if you were to just listen today and kind of get oriented, that'd be awesome. And remember, we have a call tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock too, okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you can just, I'm going to put you on mute for now, or if you can mute yourself, that'd be great. Then you can unmute and you can talk and you can interact with all of us, because I think that.
What's the number for muting?
You just mute your phone. Just mute your phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a number. Just mute and unmute your phone. That might be the best. And we'll figure out how to get it working for you moving forward. Because these are just one. This is just Monday. There's also an event on Wednesday and on Thursday. And then any other time we get together, we pretty much use Zoom. So thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So what we're talking about right now is we're talking about getting 3 LinkedIn groups for yourself. And for instance, we have Ms. Minhas is here. We can take a look at pregnancy. So for instance, of course I have to see if there's any groups here that have to deal with that. So there's loss and grievance during pregnancy too. There's really not too many groups. Pregnancy Resource Center, 2 to 8 employees. So yeah, so it's not there's not really too many groups in your industry here on LinkedIn. Let's try it one more time. I was thinking maybe I spelled it wrong. No, and let's take a look at. So when we take a look at all and people. Oh, there's lots and lots of connections that you can make on LinkedIn from people that are part of pregnancy centers and so on, and in British Columbia. So there's a lot of things that you could be doing on LinkedIn just to take a search. And how many LinkedIn people do you have already in your group? Do you know?
I'm not sure, but maybe more than 200. And it's not a group. It's on my personal LinkedIn profile.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So one of the things that we'll be doing is connecting with you so we can increase that. And one of the things we do is we move everyone towards a key performance indicator goal. So let's move around and continue with Diane. Diane, are you here?
I am here.
How are you doing for LinkedIn? I know that when we first started, you had just around 500, and you've been really pushing for those connections. And tell us what you've learned and what you've discovered.
So last week I hit my milestone of 1,000, and today I am sitting at 1,070.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You've surpassed me significantly. So is our strategy working? Tell everyone what you're doing.
So essentially, based on my target market, I am going out and finding people who are in my area, and I'm usually looking for, because I've been building up over the last couple of months, I'm usually looking at people who I already have joint connections with amongst other people, so people that I have 11 or more connections with, and then going through that way. And I had a conversation with a guy based on somebody that I connected with today to see if there was any strategic alliances that we could have. So oddly enough, most people will just accept my invitation and then not do anything. There's other people who will follow up with me and ask to have a meeting to see if we can actually get together and work on joint initiatives, or if there's some synergy between the two of us. So I've had probably since I started this, I've probably had about a dozen of those conversations. So now my next step is to start reaching out to them and asking them for the conversations, because it's been sort of them contacting me, but now I need to go out and actually start contacting them. So that is my next plan.
And you have an event that we're doing pretty soon, don't we?
Yes, I just finished my slides for my photo reading webinar. So my one question survey will be going out probably within the next week.
Perfect. And yeah, I have some suggestions on your closing for that. We'll go through that when we talk next.
Okay.
Awesome. So next what we have is we've talked to Diane, we've talked to David. David, where are you at with all of this?
I have a similar amount, 700 something followers. I'm surprised that I have 19 groups that I follow.
Great.
Many of them are, like 50 or 20. Some of them go with 6,000, 30,000, 40,000. One is 116,000. It's
wow.
The communications community. But many of them are dead. They just don't have that much notifications for me for people putting things.
Mm-hmm. So you want to be looking at active the top active influencers. So one of the things you can do is you can say LinkedIn influencers in BC. So let's take a look at BC Influencers Marketing Agency, LinkedIn. Let's just start taking a look at BC Influencers Market. That's called Marketing Agency. So why not follow that one? Just take a look at it. All right. And then so start doing your research and see who the local influencers are in your industry. And that's anyone that's going to have 10,000 or more people in their LinkedIn market. So maybe take a look at maybe the groups that you're in are not really that active, and maybe what you'll do is you go in there and start making it a bit more active, David, as a goal of yours, and go into each of those groups and post the event that you have coming up.
Yes, I was thinking that might be very helpful to post about the webinar that I'm hosting with you on next Wednesday.
Yeah, so everyone should type this in, www.canadianmarketingteam.com/communication. Like this. So all of you can write it in. And what you can do is you can sign up for David's Solving Crisis with Strategic Communication webinar. It's a 1-hour webinar, and he has a bunch of really good examples. I've gone through it with him a number of times already. Pretty cool. I enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it as well. And he's really going to give some great tips for us, anyone that deals with business. So go and sign up for that. It's only 1 hour at lunch on Wednesday, February the 7th. So that's cool. So do you have an active plan for adding more people to your LinkedIn profile? David?
Not really. Just recently interacting with the past people, because haven't communicated with all of them, some of them for quite some time, and so sending them invitations to my event, for example, trying to be more interactive with the current ones.
Mm-hmm. So you're just building out your current relationships.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's see. Jack, you here?
Yes.
What's your goal for this week?
This week, I am going to first of all, I'm going to finish my website and create some content for Facebook.
Great.
And also to complete profiles from my Facebook account as well as my LinkedIn account.
Perfect. Perfect.
And then probably create some topics on Facebook as well as on LinkedIn.
Perfect.
And also
Awesome.
continue to grow the number of connections in LinkedIn.
Perfect. Great. How many connections do you want on LinkedIn?
I want to reach at least 1,000 or 2,000.
Okay. And you're how far are you on that way to be able to achieve
Not
that?
very far. Currently, I only have 160.
Oh, perfect. So you know what? That's not a big deal. You can do it, and the way that you're going to be able to do that is by once you've reached your maximum invitations over here.
Mm-hmm.
These are your invitations sent. So you can see I've sent only 7 invitations.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'll do is I'll wait a little while, and then when I'm ready to send new ones, I'll just do it all over again. And what I do is I select here and I go withdraw all 7.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's a way for us to make sure that we're keeping within the amount of numbers that Facebook is allowing us to.
One problem is that quite often I find so many people, but cannot view their profiles, cannot connect to them.
How's that?
It probably because they don't have any shared connection with me, maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, if you take a look, I mean, I have a lot of shared connections. So, I mean, like, this right here is 51 connections, 57 connections, 23 connections. I know Laura, actually, from a long time ago. We almost did it.
Quite often I search restaurant owner in Canada.
Yep.
And several thousand people, but most of them I cannot connect to them, and some of them they only allow we can only send email.
No, it looks like that, but looks are deceiving. Okay, let's take a look at someone who I have no connection with, where it doesn't say a connection is a possibility. So I'm just
maybe those accounts they set up not to connecting.
See Christine right here. Well, there's too many shared connections. Let's just keep going down. So let's just keep looking. Obviously I'm connected to lots of people. So let's just keep looking down here until there's none. So the thing you're going to do is you're going to find someone where there's no connection. So here, this person we have 1 connection with, or this is a second connection. That's a first connection. I'm going really, really far right now and trying to find that where there is no connections at all, and where not even 1 connection is what I'm looking for. Someone that's here. Here's send mail.
Mm-hmm.
So right here. So what you do is you click on Patrick, and then what you do is you go here and you connect to him this way.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Okay, I see.
Good?
Yeah, good. Thanks.
That's helpful, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It only took me a long time to figure that one out. So it's going to make your job a little easier. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the groups that you guys think that would be good for you to connect to this week. And so maybe just say out loud what 3 groups you think would be beneficial for you to connect to on LinkedIn this week.
For me, of course, restaurant-related groups.
Perfect. Yeah. Anything that's going to. Oh, did I just really click on Tony Robbins? Interesting. Sure, I'll connect with you, Tony. Oh, I can't connect with Tony. Fine, I'll follow you. Okay. Cool. So restaurants. So mainly with restaurants. So anything to do with like restaurant sales, restaurant bonuses, restaurant pictures, and so on and so forth. Have you also decided to set up an Instagram account or Pinterest account?
No, I will do it later.
Okay, the reason being is that for your industry, Instagram and Pinterest, that would really help you out because they're all about pictures.
Yeah, agree.
Right? Perfect. So you have 3 that you're going to connect to. So let's go through the list. Who you're going to connect to. Or maybe you're going to start a specific group and invite people to your group.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be really, really cool if there is nothing to do with your group, that you actually start a group for yourself. And that would be, an example would be Gurjeet. You could start a group on everything you need to know about everything you need to know about pregnancy group. And then you'll find that people will, there's a couple of things. You can use that as a communicator. And then later on, as you start building relationships with people that have products and services for people that are pregnant or just have given birth, that's a way for you to increase your sales too, by becoming an affiliate with these people. So just a little bit bigger thinking idea, but definitely you can start your own group. Robert, what are you going to be starting or looking at for groups this week, if that's going to be your strategy?
Unmute. There we go. Sorry. Madly searching for a way to unmute and everything moved around here. So, yeah, no, actually I was over on the other side looking at that. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, no, I guess I want to look at groups that are oriented to industrial sales, or
I think contractors would be good for you.
well, I'm thinking of LGI, but yeah.
Yep, contractors, because it's, I mean, how many groups are there really about that specific topic? Yeah. I'm just curious. So let's.
As I said, I got to go do some searching to see. You know, I guess I'm looking more for the LGI one. I'm looking for more for salespeople.
Yeah. So join all the sales organizations across Canada and in every region.
Yeah.
That might be pretty good.
For sure.
Because that's a little bit more broader of a topic. As anyone that's good at sales is able to be taught the system, right? You're looking for someone who's got to get up and go.
Okay.
So I think that's a good idea, and we can brainstorm. So LGI is it's a product, it's a industrial supply, and what they do is they supply products to people that are in the industry of mining, let's say, or
manufacturing, fabrication,
housing,
anybody that uses things that lock, fasteners, nails, and everything to do with safety supply, municipal work yards.
So let's think where they would go to do their connections on LinkedIn. Where would they go? Salespeople would most likely target each of the companies the way that we've already talked about. So that's one avenue. And then what they would most likely do is they would become a part of a solution-based, like for instance, in those industries, is there anyone that's actually actively doing any kind of marketing on LinkedIn for their industry? And I don't have the answer to that. It's an interesting question. So for instance, would a mine actually be out there doing a Facebook group, for instance? I don't see it happening.
No.
So, but I do see a group out there for helping salespeople becoming better salespeople. That could be pretty decent, right?
Actually, I have a bit of a tip for if you're looking to connect with, mining industry, because I actually used to, about 10 years ago at least, used to actually be selling to companies in the mining industry. And one route you can get in the door is looking for their investor relations people.
A great idea. Great idea, Jason. Yeah. I agree with that. So that's a perfect idea. Check out investor relations. And what I'd also do is I'd look to see, are you interested in buying a franchise, right? So here's a bunch of sales groups. So let's say Canada. That's a great idea, Jason. So sales and marketing professionals in Canada, there's 3,000.
Yeah. I already belong to that group.
Okay, well. So start asking the questions, right? I mean, nowadays it's about interacting, but you don't want to waste your time. What you're looking for is you're looking to fill a funnel. That's what you're really looking for.
Yeah.
Let's spend the next 20 minutes, though, kind of moving into another area where I'd like for you to build your business, and that's right here in the meetup groups. So does each of you here have a meetup profile?
Yes.
Perfect. Everybody else here have a meetup profile? I think everyone does. So one of the things that you could be doing is you could be taking a look across the country and just explore meetup groups. So an example would be, what kind of meetup group are you looking for? How about investor relations? Investors. Let's take a look. MBA tour, how to get the banks to finance your property, upcoming Synergy Rain. Are you going to these events, by the way, the real estate events, out of curiosity, in Surrey?
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. Sorry.
I know the guys, actually. So it's really about connecting your public relations, really just about connecting. This is 100 miles of Burnaby, British Columbia. So what you can do is you can actually go way outside of that and pick some other areas, because this is social marketing as well, social networking. And when you get into a meetup group like this, what you're able to do is you're able to see, okay, who are all the people that are a part of this? So what you do is you go here and into the actual group. If you're able to see the group, you're able to see all the meetups, and then you're able to look down here and you're able to see, oh, these are all the people that are coming to this event. And then what you're able to do is you're able to prospect here as well. You're also able to send private messages to each of these individuals. So it's just another example of social networking. Remember, each of these acts as a database. And by the way, February the 23rd coming up, we're going to be having our session live. It's going to be targeted towards building your database and creating referral programs. So it'll be a pretty cool live presentation we're doing upcoming in February. So look forward to having you guys come out to that as well. Because let's face it, it is about building your database and about building your business. One of the other things that Jack wanted me to show you guys is how to create a Facebook page here. And I'm going to go through this. I've got lots of Facebook pages. I've kind of been exploring and so these are all the Facebook pages that I'm kind of working and running with. And I have this one right here, which I do have real estate, guys. I actually have real estate projects. And you can see I'm down by 1,024, but that was not last week, in the weekend before that. I previously had 17 people reached. And then previously I had 3,795 people reached. And then I took a little bit of time off because everything in marketing is cyclical. And then I had 5,766 people reached. And I got sales calls from this, by the way. I've got a bunch of follow-up I need to do as well. So one of the things that I do is for this, as an example, I'm going to go and I'm going to do research on rent-to-own. As an example, I'm going to go do research on rent-to-own. And then I'm going to do research on my area. And I'm just giving you an example, whatever your business is, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that in my group. So it's important that you guys each open up a group for yourselves. And actually, this is a page, not a group. There's a difference between a page and a group. On a page, what you're doing is you're marketing. You're seeing what your post reaches are. You're seeing how many people like your page. So this week, I gained 5 more people on my page. I don't spend a penny other than time. I'm all about the slow and steady process. I got 53 followers, and I haven't spent a penny on these 53 followers except for time and the time that it takes for me to post and then share. One of the things that I did on the earlier on is I went here and I started adding a whole bunch of groups, tons of groups, and I'll show you how it works. Then what I do is I go here, I press share once my post is completed. Now there's, the most important aspect is to follow the 4 elements of marketing: get attention, engage, educate, and offer in every single post. So what I'm going to do is, this is a pretty decent post for me to go here to a group. And then what I do is I type in all the groups that I'm a part of. And you can do this on all the social media platforms. So here what I have is I got Peace Art Show. So this is all the different groups I'm a part of. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for Vernon instead. So here's Vernon and surrounding areas. What I'm going to do is publish this. Done. Boom. Finished. And what that's going to do is it's going to increase this to 10,000 people liking and sharing it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here again, and I'm just, you can see, this is not very complicated. All I had to do is come up with a good ad. So what I'm going to encourage each of you here from now on, coming to this class, is or this mastermind group, because we're just talking about ideas that we have, and we're actually using this time to sit and work on this for a minimum of an hour a week at this designated time each and every single week. We're working on social media. Just this is alone for good, better than what you've ever done before, kind of thing, right? And so what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to start creating your ads and creating your campaigns and bringing them here and showing them to us. And then what we can do is, as a focus group, we can help you we can help you to make your ads better. Or what we can do is we can be inspired by what you're doing and maybe copy you, in, of course, our own way. So so this is one of the things that I would really recommend doing. You can see I'm actually doing the work right now, and this is what we call a low cost, no cost way of spreading your message along. And you can see it's just very, very simple. And it looks like I was removed from these two groups, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to post it, keep posting anyway. You guys understand how to do this?
Yep.
Pretty simple. So the next step is, let's say Jack wanted to do something on POS, point of sale service systems. That's one of the things that his products is. So I'm going to take a look at POS top 10 tips. So these are the best POS systems in 2018. So the reason I'm having him do his research is because I want him to put what are his top 10 POS tips. So you can go here, and he can, what he has to start doing is he has to start programming or training the people that look at his Facebook message. And what he needs to do is are you looking for the best POS system for your restaurant? Well, he can take that right here, just like this, and he can go right over here. And I think I'm actually might be a part of what his fingertip life right there. Oh, we'll do the other one. We'll do this one right here. And then what I'm able to do is I'm able to go in here. I'm able to just post this. So are you looking for the best POS tips? And the answer is yes, of course he is. And so the next thing, so I'm not about recreating the wheel. I just want to use the wheel and get to point A to point B. And then what we're going to do is, if so, approach it. And, so I'm going to take a little bit of a look at this, and I'm going to say opt for. There we go. So number 1. So I just go back over here and I just take number 1, just like that. And of course, everything that he does is going to be following these ideas. And then hybrid models. So you can just go over here and copy and paste this. We're not copying the article. What we're doing is we're just copying the headlines to make our job a little bit easier. And then, so it shouldn't take him more than, let's say, it shouldn't take him more than 60 minutes to do this kind of research and to pick one article that he wants to make into his own article. And so, so there's number 3. So are you looking for this? So just something like this, and then he put a nice picture on, and boom, next week he's going to be able to say, hey, take a look at this ad. Is it really working? Is this, how is it working? So, and then each of us to post ads next week. So one of the things, Robert, that I'd really like for you to do is I'd like for you to call yourself you're the franchise guy. You're the guy that has franchise to sell. You're a franchise expert. You've consulted with many people on how to buy and sell franchises through your whole career. That is a really cool topic. It's a super awesome topic. And I think that you can create your own group and help people to understand how to buy franchises, and specifically the franchises you currently have because you vetted them. So that would be really cool. Diane, we've already created for you, I'm going to leave this page. You guys get the idea. So we've already created this for you right over here. And so I know that you're working with LinkedIn, but you really got to really work this out here. because as much as LinkedIn is good, that's only bringing you X amount of people that are on the LinkedIn profile. It's only since 2017, really, that I've been working on LinkedIn, maybe 2016. So not too long. I've been working on it consciously. Before that, you know, I've been, most of my marketing has been here for the meetup groups, you know, so that's where a lot of my stuff was coming in. So really decide what is the best. Did I say that twice? Of course I did. Is it any of the other social medias, Instagram, Pinterest? We have all of them now in our company, and they're all used differently, but you can interact each of them, which is really nice. So moving forward,
what's the easiest way to create a cover photo for a Facebook page?
Well, check this out, guys. Rodney and Rent to Own Vernon. So I just did this literally just a couple minutes ago, right? Look at this. Look at this, guys. This is just active marketing. I'll show you in a second, Diane. This is just active marketing. That's not the first person. I have this person that wants to contact me and that wants me to phone them tomorrow evening. I have this one, and I have a whole process in place where I've got enough here to do a presentation on Rent to Own, probably 60 or 70 people that are not a part of this that want to have Rent to Own. So, oh, there we go. Gurjeet came in through the computer. Perfect. So the best thing that you're going to be able to do is you're going to type in, you're going to go here to your Facebook page, and you're just going to go check out the this right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at, and you can change this to whatever you want, right? Mm-hmm. So the first step is just a regular picture, but the next step is this right here. So let's take a picture of this, add a cover picture. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose from my photos, and let's just see what I have. So I have nothing. This one is a pretty large one. So Facebook.
One thing that I have been doing is I've been getting pictures from Pixabay.
Yeah.
To download, and I've got them all on my computer. So
here's a whole bunch of Facebook cover pictures.
Okay.
All of these are Facebook cover pictures. So let's talk about, there it is. That's the one I want. So then what I do is I use Jing, or I use, and as a matter of fact, one of our Canadian marketing team members, what they did is they did an ad on their computer and then took a picture of the ad. And then all of a sudden, this ad was being used by someone on by someone else from another networking group, and I brought to my attention. I was like, "Wow, isn't that great?" And then right underneath it, it was a promotion for our event that we were doing too. So
sweet.
Yeah, and I was like, "Wow, what am I going to do? Say stop using our picture for promoting our event?" You know, it was actually really cool. And so I'm going to just choose from my photos. Sorry, wrong one. I'm going to choose here from photo video. And you can see I have more comments coming in from just like this. Okay, no problem. And then what I want another, so you can see what I'm doing. It's so easy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do another one saying, just speed reading.
Ooh.
Like this.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Yes. Yes. So just go like that. And then you guys are seeing how simple this is. It just takes time. That's all. And what else do we have? If we're not making money, we have time, right? And voila. Look how simple that was. Now you're one step closer to reading 25,000 words in a minute. It's easy if you try. It's all interconnected, right? Mm-hmm. So now what we can do is we can invite even more people. This guy. because everyone can be invited to this, right? This is a pretty cool group. It's such a unique market that you've got. So anyway, you guys get the idea. So can you do this for each of you for the next week? And then give me an update of what you've done. Is that fair? So this is the work for this week. The work for this week is 3 more LinkedIn groups. I want you to let us know what those groups are. Okay, 3 groups. Next, what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to go and develop your Facebook page, because we're going to start advertising and marketing for you. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have results on Facebook. I think I've just shown that to you. You can spend no money and get results on Facebook and LinkedIn, by the way, right? If you're going to spend money, it should be wise money that you spend. So the next thing that we're going to have you do is we want you to put to test 1 ad that you will run by us. So 1 ad to run by us. And that means that you probably posted that ad already. Maybe it's 7 ads that you've posted, and we're going to take a look at the results that's happening for you and what you plan on doing with that particular ad. So now we're kind of moving the whole process a little bit quicker, a little bit further. I'm going to be, everyone that's a part of this, you should have all the previous videos that we've done, every one of them. And so, except for the one in the beginning of January, because we switched over from Join Me to Zoom. But regardless, you can see how simple this is, and you can see how easy it is for us to invite people. None of us are competing with Diane. None of us. As a matter of fact, Diane I'm not sure if she has an affiliate program, but it would be wise of her to have an affiliate program that probably increase her likelihood of getting more people onto her network. And so, any more comments that you guys want to make before we end our call? We have 6 more minutes.
Yes. Odin, when you say create a topic for people to discuss, is that, do you mean to create a topic in LinkedIn or Facebook?
Doesn't matter, because you'll be posting on both. And the topic that you're going to be discussing, I gave you an example already, is here, the top 10. This is just an example. The top 10 tips before buying a POS system software for your restaurant. That's what I would like for you to write.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the content for the Facebook.
Yeah, but it's also content for LinkedIn, by the way.
Right, okay.
And it's also content for Alignable. Okay. And it's content for being a little bit different content. But for instance, for Alignable, what you'd be able to do, and what I recommend you do, is you get into Alignable. A good question you can ask is this, is to say, what are the top 10 tips to buying a POS system software for your restaurant? So you go in here, and then what you do is you go into your questions, and then just post it right here, like this. So what are the top 10 tips? So what are the top 10 tips before buying a POS software system for your restaurant? I'll say for a restaurant. So you can see I'm using, this is a survey. This is useful for surveys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to.
You lost the word "for" in your question.
Okay.
This is Alignable.
This is Alignable, yeah.
Okay. So all these social medias have similar things like this, right?
They kind of similar, but a little bit different. So I can't seem to edit it, unfortunately. Huh. Well, these are my questions right here. So these are all my questions that I've been asking. It might not be posted. So in your experience, what is the best time for holding an event? Isn't this interesting? So we got 7 answers here, and I have to go back and I have to look at them. So, and this is how you interact with people. I've got Jason here. I've got Lynette, and Lynette works from some other place, Workforce Satisfaction Solutions. These are international, by the way. All these answers are international. Some really great answers. This guy gave a great answer. And I mean, guys, I've been doing this a long time. So I should probably know the answer to this, but let's face it, it's a new marketplace, and it's better to always ask a question before we do anything. Isn't that wise? The answer is yeah, of course it's wise, right?
Of course, that, and also the fact that no matter how much of an expert you are in any topic, there's a chance that there's somebody else out there that knows more or just knows some tidbit that you don't.
Exactly, precisely. And so that's where that comes into play, where you can ask really useful really useful questions. So for instance, Robert can ask where is the best place to find individuals to buy a franchise? It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
No one's saying he can't ask that question. Diane, it's just say where. So you have to be careful about asking leading questions, because in the notifications, they'll actually coach you to ask good questions. It's pretty cool, actually. So they will not allow a question right away if you're going to be promoting yourself. So Diane could ask a question about speed reading. Just say, what is the fastest you've ever read a book, and what's the best tool to speed my reading process up? ? And just be sincere about it. You're not trying to pitch yourself or promote yourself. Another question is, for instance, this would be really, really good for Gurjeet. This Alignable would be really, really good for her. Alignable would be one of your best friends, because that's where you're going to be known in the marketplace. What I like Alignable, it's so different than Facebook, and so different than LinkedIn, and so different from the other ones. It has it's a unique market.
I've also found Alignable is very good for if you're have a few different. If you're, let's say, unsure of a topic that you'd like to cover next for your next content.
Yeah.
Ask for input from the community, so that way you can get ideas of what your potential audience would like to know more about.
Yeah, for sure, precisely. Yeah. So we got 1 minute left. Did you guys enjoy today, or are we just running around in circles, or did you find some actual help in what we went through today? I need feedback.
Yeah,
always helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thought it was good, Odin. Thank you very much. You've given us lots to do for the week.
Well, if we can get 3 more LinkedIn groups, we can create that Facebook page. We can create one ad, and we can just send every day, spend a little bit of time developing relationships. I think that would be really, really good for each of us, as a matter of fact. And that's on top of everything else we're doing, of course. So awesome, guys. Thank you very much. And you all
quick question for Gurjeet. Could you give us your last name so that the rest of us can find you on LinkedIn?
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, it's Minhas, Minhas, and I have 301 connections. I actually didn't realize that. Yeah.
You got you right here.
MIN?
HAS.
MIN.
Yeah, MINHAS. This is you. Natural childbirth expert right here. This is you.
Gurjeet S. Minhas?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all right, I'm connecting with you right now.
As am I.
Perfect. And that's what this is all about, guys. Perfect. So we'll get to know your business a little bit more. Look forward to seeing you on our social media Mondays. Gurjeet, thank you.
Yes, I think it's been helpful.
Well, it's gonna, we've got so many more videos from the past. So what we're doing, it's like a series that just keeps on building on itself. We're all kind of building our business, and I'm looking forward to seeing what our business is going to be in 12 months from now. And we're going to be in a totally different scenario from where we are today, guys. It's going to be pretty exciting, very exciting, as a matter of fact. So we'll talk to you tomorrow, Gurjeet, then, just to confirm with you, and with everyone else. Thank you. With everyone else, just connect with her, please. And that'll increase her overall connections with people. And we look forward to seeing you again. I think it's on Wednesday is our next when we're going to be talking about a newsletter, a new topic for the newsletter. But you can bring anything you want on those days. All these group events are meant to help you move your business forward and have access to me. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon.